All right, hello. It's almost 8 p.m. on July 17th, 2020. How's everybody doing? Probably sweating like crazy. Very humid out there. And yesterday was very nice, though. Yesterday actually turned out to be very comfortable. I actually did do a little walking yesterday, see some pines, and it was very nice. Yesterday was very comfortable, and I actually felt like a human being. This humidity makes you feel sick, and it was like nice to feel like a human being and have energy yesterday because it was cool and the dew points were low. But then today it has gotten a lot worse, and today was just stifling, and even the squirrel here on the tree is just like kind of taking deep breaths because it's just so stiflingly humid out there. And of course, in the alley, it is. This is the conditions in the alley right now. So, yeah, it's hot. It says it's 81, but it's still hotter than what the actual air temperature is outside. So we're going to take a look at some observations now across the area. It show you how brutal it is because temperatures are in the upper 70s to around. Well, it's actually not that much hotter in the alley. It says Carl Place is 80 degrees with a dew point of 75, and this is what makes it oppressive. The dew points are, well, oh my gosh, look at Locust Valley's reporting 80 degrees with a dew point of 80. So it's extremely stifling out there, and you walk around just for 10 minutes, you're just drenched in sweat. The humidity is so high. It's just today feels like one of the most uncomfortable days we've had yet this year. Just really oppressive humidity dew points. See well into the mid 70s everywhere. Of course, the South Shore, at least, they have the dew points that are high, but the temperatures are lower in the mid 70s there. Whereas here in the middle of the island, we're upper 70s to around 80 degrees. East End, a little better there, 78, 77. Dew point's still high, though. Dew points are high everywhere. Such high humidity. In Jersey, they're still in the mid 70s with dew points in the mid 70s. So that is really, but you can see some lower dew points here on the map. Now you notice these colors with the red, and we're going to talk about that in a minute. 82 in Tom. Let's see, 84 at. Let's get the official from the airport. 82 with a dew point of 77. 82 with a dew point of 7. So if you're in New Jersey, it's even worse. And the fact that you can't eat indoors in New Jersey is just criminal. And I don't understand what the hell is wrong with people in New Jersey, why they're not just sitting inside, because this is not weather that people can sit outside in. I don't understand it. But if people in New Jersey, they don't want to rise up and defy it and sit inside because, what can I say? I can't, I don't live in New Jersey. For the folks that live in New Jersey, it's their battle to fight. Okay, so we'll look at the radar in a minute. So you'll notice here the colors here on the map here, and you'll see here we have a heat advisory in effect for northeastern New Jersey and Connecticut. Air quality alerts as well, and then for New Jersey, there is an excessive heat watch. So look at that, excessive heat watch. So that is really they're going to have some very excessive heat in New Jersey, and it's going to be pretty uncomfortable. So we're going to take a look at the observation of Toms River right now. This was an hour ago, 85 and 70, 85 degrees with a dew point of 77. That makes it feel like 96 degrees. And the fact that you can't sit inside a restaurant in New Jersey, I mean, I cannot believe that people are putting up with this. I just cannot believe it. I cannot believe it. Maybe people are sitting inside anyway and nobody's saying anything. I don't know. But that is really unbelievable. Toms River probably got up to 90 today. We'll look at the high on the... we started off with clouds, and you'll see. And I want to go back to Long Island, and I want to show you yesterday's weather, too. So we'll look at Farmingdale, for instance, all right? So 79 Farmingdale, dew point 73. It's better than Toms River. Got up to the low 80s, so not quite as hot. Looks like there was a little light rain this morning, but you'll see yesterday. Yesterday was delightful in the afternoon. We had temperatures in the mid to upper 70s and dew points in the upper 50s to around 60, and it was much more comfortable than I expected yesterday afternoon. It was actually turned out to be pretty nice. And unfortunately, I didn't go for a hike in the Pine Barrens because I wasn't thinking it was going to be that nice. And had plans to do something, so I couldn't go. But that was a nice day. Let's go back to the weather and hazards map. So we'll shift this over. We'll look at the high temperatures for the day. Let's get the maximum temperature for the day so you'll see what the highs were. So highs, yeah, very hot in New Jersey. We'll waiting for it to load here, but you got plenty of mid and upper 80s to near 90 around Tom's River, um, and mid and upper 80s also um, in northeast New Jersey as well, and New York City. Long Island a little bit cooler, low to mid 80s. They had more sun than we did, so that's probably why. Waiting for it to load again. You'll see here, yeah, and of course the South Shore, the coolest place of all, where a lot of places didn't even hit 80 degrees. So, we've got some major heat coming this way. And we're going to look at the briefing right now from the Weather Service about the heat. I thought they did have a briefing. I thought they didn't put up a briefing. All right, I guess they didn't, but I'll read to you the heat advisory at least. So, heat advisory is in effect. This is for our area. This is from noon Sunday to 8 p.m. Monday. So this doesn't include tomorrow, I guess. So heat index values are up to 100%. So it's going to feel like 100. This is portions of northeast New Jersey, southern Connecticut, southeast New York from noon Sunday to 8 p.m. High temperatures and high humidity can cause heat-related illnesses to occur. So this includes New York City. And I don't understand why the Governor Cuomo, is not lifting the dining ban. It says right here, stay in an air-conditioned room. People are going to get sick from the heat. I know, just stay home. Well, what if you don't have air conditioning in your home? What if you have inadequate air conditioning in your home? This is going to be a bad situation. All right, and this is again for the city too as well. So it's for Manhattan, the boroughs, basically our entire area. But it's even worse for New Jersey because they have the excessive heat watch, and this includes Ocean County and Tom's River. Dangerously hot conditions with heat index values up to 110. Extreme heat and humidity will significantly increase the potential for heat-related illnesses, particularly those working or participating in outdoor activities. So to have people not be able to dine inside in this kind of heat is very dangerous, and I think that Phil Murphy really, as well as Cuomo, they should have both allowed the indoor dining in the city and New Jersey. At least for folks in the city, you can travel to Long Island. Obviously, I think that between that and the fact that the malls, this is going off topic, but the malls not being allowed to be open in New York City either is just going to make New York City, everybody's just running for their lives out of New York City, and I honestly can't blame them. All right, let's go to the radar now. We do have a thunderstorm, it looks like, over the Hudson Valley. Just very isolated thunderstorm activity. You can see there's one over the Hudson Valley. And it looks like it is moving. It does. I don't think it's going to affect us. It might. It's not a severe thunderstorm or anything, but there is a thunderstorm over there. Looking at the satellite, you can see there's a lot more thunderstorm activity to the south, and you can see also that this air here this is where the sun is out, so it's going to get even hotter as time goes by. Let's go look at the Weather Prediction Centers. We can get a weather map up here, and you'll see what we have. They have this as a cold front. This is not really a cold front. All this is it's going to lower the humidity a little bit, but the temperatures are going to go way up. So keep that in mind. So let's go look at the models here, and we'll take a look at the horrible pattern we are in right now. And I was hoping this wouldn't happen this summer. I really was hoping it wouldn't. But again, for the folks in New Jersey, I'll keep this on this one. For the folks in New Jersey, it's your battle to rise up and fight against this. If you don't want to fight against it, I don't know what to say. Bah, bah! That's all I can say. Bah, bah, sheep. If you want to, be led to the extremely hot slaughterhouse, well, I guess I can't stop you. But anyway, and like I said, how I feel about the virus. You got to wear a mask and stuff, but I mean, to not allow people to sit inside a restaurant and have a meal in this kind of heat is just criminal. It is somewhat on topic, so it's hard not to talk about it. So you see here, you see the ridge over our area, all right, and that ridge is going to be sticking around. This is the upper air pattern here. Not really. There looks like there's going to be a little relief come next weekend. It's a little trough coming in here. That might help us actually a little bit. And then the ridge shifts further out west. So hopefully this looks like a nice little pattern change that's going to occur. So if the GFS is right, there is relief, but we have to get through some absolutely brutal weather before we get there. And with that ridge, you can see that's exactly what we're going to be dealing with in the long range. We can look at the European as well. So this is the European, and you can see it has that. It seems like it's a little slower moving that trough in. So Euro looks this is a very hot look on the Euro. It's not a good situation, and I don't know what is wrong with the governor in New Jersey for not. I'm just flabbergasted that he has not. I mean, come on, even if it's just for the heat wave, just let people dine indoors, even if it's just for the heat wave, because these conditions are going to get really bad. So we'll this back to the CONUS. We'll look at the precipitation here. And you'll see here, you see that we're not going to really have much precipitation. Our next chance for precipitation would be with a front on Monday. So it's going to be kind of dry. And then you see this at this high, it tries to build down, but the front gets hung up. And then we're dealing with stall front syndrome, basically, until maybe the weekend, until we might get out of it by the weekend. That's pretty much what it looks like there. So let's go take a closer look and see what's to come as far as the temperatures go, because it's going to get really brutal. Okay, so looking at the GFS as we go into tomorrow, you will see temperatures are going to get into pretty much most of Long Island, except for the East End, is going to be 90 or greater, probably low 90s. New Jersey could be mid 90s. All right, and at night it's not going to cool off very much, especially in the heat islands. So probably lows around 80 in the city and mid 70s on a sultry night. Sunday we heat up even more. We're talking mid 90s and could be upper 90s. One of these days, I know one of the days it's probably going to be 100-degree reading somewhere in New Jersey, probably in Toms River. And then Monday is going to be the worst day of all, I think. Probably near 100 in New Jersey, with well into the 90s across Long Island. You'll notice most of Long Island is in the 90s, except for the East End. Tuesday, we're still dealing with the heat. So we're going to have, this is a true heat wave here. We're going to have temperatures well into the 90s, and then we don't start seeing things drop off a little bit until Wednesday, and when temperatures drop more into the mid 80s. But then look at that, they start rising again by Friday, but then they cool off again by the weekend, and then that would be the end of it according to the GFS. And then this is coupled with the humidity. So let's go ahead and look at the dew points now on the GFS. So here we go. Look at those. You see those high dew points. There is going to be a little drop in the dew point tomorrow. So dew points could drop into the upper 50s, perhaps over western parts of Long Island. That's because we're going to have more of a west wind, which means no sea breeze, but it also means the dew points will be a little lower, and that's why it is Sunday that is going to be more uncomfortable, because those dew points are going to be rising into the mid and upper 60s, and maybe some 70-degree dew points out there too. And then Monday, we get even. I think we get to see even more humidity. Look at this. So, look at that. It's putting a 79 dew point. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some 80-degree dew points around, perhaps. These models are underestimate the dew points time and time again. You can see there is more of a southwest wind, so maybe there'll be relief on the South Shore, but it would probably be limited to the South Shore. And then you can see this front trying to come through. But you can see what happens. It kind of just gets hung up, stalled out, stall front syndrome. And we would have to wait until maybe the weekend when we can finally get this front through. And then we can see some relief and comfortable dew points. But like I said, this week ahead is going to be absolutely unbelievably brutal. This heat is no joke. It's no joke. It's no joke, all right? I know COVID is a deadly virus, but the heat kills people too. And putting people out in it is not a good situation. Let's look at the dew point. Let's look at the cloud cover, because I don't think there'll be that much tomorrow. Probably high cloud cover. Same thing for Sunday. It won't be a nice blue sky. That's for sure. I don't think we're going to see any of that. There'll be some clouds around. We'd have to wait probably until Saturday, next Saturday, before we get to see that. We can look at the NAM as well. 3-kilometer NAM as well with this. And the NAM does seem to have less clouds, but like I said, it's going to be hot. Sunday we'll have more cloud. You can see it kind of has the fog over some of that fog. Like I said, the South Shore might get lucky, because they always get lucky, and maybe they won't see the worst of the heat. But for everybody that's inland, they're going to just blaze. They're going to blaze. It's going to be horrible. So we can look at the temperatures on the NAM too as well. The NAM now, this is the 3-kilometer NAM, so this is the high resolution NAM as far as the temperatures go. And you'll see again, you can sort of see that it is cooler on the South Shore if you look. And the same thing for Sunday. So South Shore will be the place to be this weekend. Isn't it always the place to be? Of course it is. So that's pretty much what it looks like on these models. I will look at a couple of other models here as far as the temperature goes. We'll look at Ventusky, and we'll look at the windy.com model site as well. And you know what? Before I forget, there's one more thing I want to do. I want to look at the preliminary climate data for this month, July, because we're already well above normal. So let's go ahead and look at that. Oh, that's the wrong spot. My mistake. Again, you can see here on the Twitter, heat advisories. I can't say this enough, guys. You got to stay in air conditioning. And if you're feeling like you need to go into a restaurant and sit down inside, please do so. Defy it if you're in New Jersey, New York City, because I don't want to see people dying of heat stroke. Heat stroke is no joke, all right? It's no joke. Okay, let me go to the climate data here. All right, we'll first start with Central Park with the preliminary monthly climate data. And let's see what we have so far. So our anomaly so far is we are 1.9 degrees above normal at Central Park. All right, so we're already 1.9 degrees above normal temperature-wise. Let's go look at Islip. That number is going to go way higher before this month is over. Islip, we are 2.5 degrees above normal. So this is going to be one of the hottest Julys on record, I think. Okay, go into Ventusky so you can visualize. Well, actually, I don't like using this site for the temperatures. We'll use the windy.com. I can switch the models on this, but we'll first start with the European model. I know which tends to do, just so we can get an idea of these temperatures here. Alright, so the forecast temperatures, we'll put this in. It's 3 p.m. tomorrow. Yeah, these are too cool. It's going to be hotter than this for sure. But you know what? We'll visualize. I'll change it to the GFS. Euro is just too cool, in my opinion. So this is this is one. Alright. So it doesn't have it getting too hot tomorrow. And Sunday, yeah, this is, I don't know, this is underdoing it, I think. Well, let's see. I think this is underdoing the island. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe they'll be a sea breeze for the island. But if you're in New Jersey, 94 in Toms River, 97 in the city. I mean, these are unbelievable temperatures here. So, and look at Monday. This is going to be the worst day of all. The heat. Look at Toms River, 97. So I think Toms River is going to hit 100 either Sunday or Monday. And the island will be well into the 90s. But I feel for you folks in New Jersey, guys. But you got to fight back. You can't just sit there and take it. You're going to let yourself be forced out into the heat, or you're going to say enough's enough. So that's the thing. I think Phil Murphy should go and spend some time in the heat. But anyway, this is weather related, so I'm going to rant a little bit about it. And the fact that is in the state of New Jersey, in these dangerous conditions, you have to be allowed to eat inside in these dangerous conditions, and because it's a risk to your health to be sitting outside and trying to eat in that hot sun, in that hot humid air. It's going to be bad news. And look at these dew points too. The dew points are going to be in the 70s. So I wonder if this has I guess this doesn't have the feels like temperature, but it'll feel like you're over 100 degrees for sure. So that is going to be it for this video. Again, people in New Jersey, please. And same thing for people in New York City. Open up your dining rooms. All right, do the right thing for your customers. Don't follow this tyranny anymore. All right, you have to do what's right in this kind of heat, and put a stand against the tyranny that's going on. I totally understand being careful, but heat can be deadly, and if you're going to have people going outside in the heat, you're going to have more people dying from heat in the next. I predict you're going to have more heat-related deaths in the next 5 days than deaths from COVID in New Jersey and New York. I bet. That's a bet. All right, because of people being forced to be out in the heat. So keep that in mind. Be careful. That's all I could say. I urge you all to be careful. If you can, come to Long Island. You can dine inside in Long Island. You can dine inside in Connecticut. And as far as New Jersey goes, if you can, try to get out of there. But again, this is not what we want to have. We don't want to have people traveling from place to place. Uh, by having New Jersey's dining rooms closed and the dining rooms open in Long Island and Connecticut, people are going to travel to those places. And the same thing for New York City. People are going to travel, but again, this is the tyranny that you get from these guys. They, as long as they know they can keep you under as long as they know they can keep you under their thumb, then they're going to keep doing what they're doing. But if you guys stop being controlled by this, all right, you can't be controlled by this tyranny. I'm just concerned because of people's health. All right, they're so concerned about people's health, and yet they don't care about heat stroke. It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. So again, if you're gonna sit there and take it, I don't know what the hell's wrong with you. I would not sit there and take it. I'll tell you that right now. Just wear a mask, and then just wear your mask. All right, that's the main thing that people got to do. All right, but in this heat, sitting outside and not being able to dine inside of New Jersey and New York City is going to have fatal consequences for some people, and the blood will be on their hands. And that's all I could say. So I could tell you this: if I owned and operated a restaurant in New Jersey or New York City, I would let people sit inside. If I'd ask them if you're okay sitting outside in the heat, that's fine. But if you feel sick from the heat, come inside. Anyway, that's going to be. I'm sorry about the rant in there, but this is going to be the worst heat wave we've seen in probably a few years. So keep that in mind, and I'll keep you posted on how bad it gets. Take care, everybody, and stay cool.